Break your fucking face tonight. It's Entertournament of Champions podcast. We are live, everybody, on a Friday, and you're not listening on a Friday, though. You're listening like a week later, because that's when we post.
Well, they could be listening on a Friday.
Also, I edit the shit out of this.
This could be a Friday in 2023. You know, we don't know.
We don't know. They could listen to it on Friday.
We don't know.
We don't know. It's like the extraterrestrial. We don't know when you listen to this, and we don't know whether they exist. But we totally know if they exist, and we know if you listen. I know if you're not listening. All right, so I'm Jeff over here. I'm joined by Kyle, and he's going to say hi in a second. 3, 2, 1, say hi.
Hi in a second.
All right, and JD is going to say tip-top banana nose. No, he's not. Just say hi.
Tip-top banana nose. No, he's not. Just say hi.
Such
Fucking
literal
ass.
Sorry.
That was genius.
Sorry.
Today we're going to break from the tournament format, but we're not breaking from the list format, that's for sure, anytime soon, especially. So we're going to do our mid-year top fives, and in both TV and, which was sprung upon JD and Kyle, like, right before we hit record. And we're going to do top 5 movies of the year. TV might change by the end of the year, who knows, based on what's left to come. We'll see. I just looked at my 2016 list, and like none of the shows that were on there were from the first half of the year. Like Mr. Robot, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Black Mirror. None of those shows were on at the first half. This gives
something else to be at number 1. Thanks, Game of Thrones. See you later.
Exactly. Game of Thrones. Dude, our existence is about to mean something because Game of Thrones is coming back.
I'm excited. I'm gonna have meaning in my life again. It's gonna be for 7 solid weeks.
I'm doing a full series rewatch because I'm getting my dad into it right now.
Oh no!
You lucky bastard!
It really just took. It's dragons and tits. Like that's it.
He gets it now. Awesome.
Yeah, he understands.
Start selling it like that. What is that all about? I don't know. It's dragon and tits.
It might as well just be called that.
Out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My parents are super into it. Like, anytime we bring up any TV show, my dad or my mom will, it'll take like 5 sentences later. They'll be like, hey, Game of Thrones, when's that coming back? Or it's, hey, Game of Thrones, that's crazy, right?
I'm going to a Game of Thrones viewing party with like this couple that we met out here.
Awesome.
And they're like huge Game of Thrones fans. And
Throne heads?
They're throne heads, thank you.
I got nothing, I don't
know.
Thronies, yeah.
Thronies?
Yeah.
We're going to have to come up with a nickname for every show now that we list. I think Kyle and I do have at least one mention that we're going to make that we wish made our top 5, but we just didn't have room or something. JD, if you don't have one, that's fine, because like I said, we kind of sprung this on you.
Cool.
But anyway.
It's my oversight.
I'll go ahead and start on this one.
Yeah.
And the honorable mention that didn't make my 5 that I want to single out is Glow. I'm pretty much obsessed with this show. And it didn't make my 5 because of how fucking good television has been this year. Like, it couldn't objectively or subjectively make my 5. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, come on, those other shows are better, Jeff. You know what I mean? But Glow is still so good and just...
Glow's amazing.
Yes, it's so fucking watchable, dude. Like, I literally sat, like, 2 days maybe, because I just, I got off work and did half the season that night, because it's 10 episodes and it's half-hour episodes. And... just finished it the next day. I mean, it's easy. You can even plow through it. That was meant to be. It was kind of meant to be a little homonym.
I can plow through the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Yes, you can just plow right through them.
Just plow right into them.
Sweet.
Have your pick. Not really. That's terrible. This isn't Game of Thrones.
Oh, true.
You can literally just sit down in one sitting and finish it, and it's good. It's just you just don't want to stop.
Great watch. Yeah, and you won't.
And I'm obsessed with wrestling. Everybody knows that. I do Stone Cold and fucking Stone Cold bullshit. And
wait, that's you doing those?
Oh,
I thought.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We do have Stone Cold sometimes on the podcast. I'm just kidding. So, I'm huge into wrestling, so it really spoke to me on many levels. And I just like seeing a TV show get the atmosphere of wrestling right, even if they didn't get like the technical aspects of a match right. Like, matches just don't start randomly and you pin somebody and you're a winner. Like, it just doesn't... That's not how it works. But that doesn't matter because they got the storytelling part right. It's meant to be over the top and ridiculous and like a soap opera. And
when she has that realization in that episode, that like, oh, I get it, it's just a soap opera. I'm like, now you get it.
Yeah, exactly. Soap opera for men. That's all it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
he slept with her, and he's mad about it. And she's like, oh, I've been here before. I was like, yeah.
Exactly.
We're all there now.
So that's my one special, just outside the top 5 that I wish wasn't mentioned. So Kyle, do you have one?
Did a certain Showtime show make your top 5?
No, it did not.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up that one then. American Gods.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
That's a Star show. How dare you?
Stars, yeah.
Oh, damn, I'm sorry.
I was like,
That one make your
Showtime?
top
That
5?
show didn't make your top 5? Bullshit.
Yeah.
I was thinking of another.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. You're gonna be mad where I put that. Maybe, I don't know. Did American Gods make your top 5?
It did not. Not for me.
Okay.
JD,
Okay,
you said
good.
you watched 3 episodes, right?
It was just probably at my 6 for me. Yeah, that's a show where I was very confused while watching it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never really knew what was going on, but never really hating the ride, you know. And I know this makes it sound like I didn't enjoy this at all. I enjoyed it very much. It gets to some very awesome places, and it's a really well shot show. I like how
Oh yeah.
beautiful it is.
From the mind of Brian Fuller, everybody.
Yeah, it's really something special. And the next season, the stakes are high. Like,
Super fucking high.
couldn't be fucking higher. So I just want to say, you know, JD, if you can force your way through it, it might get a little better for you. Might not. I don't know.
I
I
will.
fucking hate it.
I'll tell you my main hesitation is that I started the book and I got about halfway through the book when the show dropped, and I figured I would kind of keep both going at the same time, and I realized no, I need to actually finish the book, and maybe I'll have a fucking idea what's going on. However,
Yeah.
I've heard that even avid Neil Gaiman book readers are like, they still have no fucking idea what's going on in the show. So
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
nothing like the books then. Okay, interesting.
I mean, it's it's very similar in a lot of ways, but
sure,
yeah,
but not like probably not the same exact plot, you know.
Correct.
Same through plot.
That's exciting
Yep.
to me. I don't really typically like shot for shot make interpretations of a I don't know, book or anything. Pick anything.
Unless it's
Yeah.
Preacher, apparently.
well, because that's perfect. Damn it.
I like changes. I just don't like the changes that Preacher made.
Yeah, I
this
get
season's
that.
different though. This season's like really good. It's
I'm
still
letting a few
not the
episodes
same.
build up.
You what?
Okay, I said I'm letting a few episodes build up.
Oh,
and I'm gonna
okay.
watch. Yeah.
It's still
Yeah, same
not
here.
the same as the comics at all. Like there's still many things that are different, but I just think they're doing it better now.
Okay.
They're doing the changes better and executing it. The tone matches the comics more now that they're on the road finally. It's just good, man. And the second episode's fucking awesome. It's so good. Oh my god. I'm surprised it's not on my list, honestly. But who should we have start today? I can just keep going first.
Okay.
I can go with my number 5. So
Cool.
my number
Sorry.
5 is Legion.
Sweet.
From the mind of Noah Hawley, who I may or may not mention again in this top 5, because that fucking asshole makes good TV, and he can't stop doing it, and it's frustrating because it's so amazing, and I'm just jealous of his talents. But yeah, Legion is unlike any superhero anything you'll ever see, movie or TV show, anything. I love weird ass trippy shows where you don't really know what's happening in terms of what's real and what's not. I mean, because this show occurs, a lot of it, not a whole lot of it, but some of it occurs in some people's minds and stuff. So you don't
Exactly.
really know
Yeah.
exactly what's real and what's not. And I like that, actually. It's only, I mean, it would have been higher any other list, I think, if like there were 2 episodes that just kind of blended together for me, like, oh, they're going in his head again, oh, they're going out of it, oh, they're going in his head again. And I was just kind of like, that felt very samey. Like, it just felt samey at a certain point. But even then, like, I don't know, just as soon as I started noticing that, it just turned a corner, like, immediately, and started introducing different people, like that woman's ex-husband or husband or whatever that got lost. Jermaine Clement, I think that's who it was, right? The other telepath? No,
I forget
Is that
their
Jermaine?
names.
I think it's him. That's the actor. Yeah, from.
Oh yeah, that's Jermaine.
Flight of the
from-
Conchords.
Flight of the
yeah,
Conchords,
from
right.
Flight of the that's absolutely him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was when they introduced him. Oh man, 100% on board with all that shit. That was
yeah,
awesome.
same here. He's hilarious. Yeah, and how things end and where he ends up and stuff.
Ooh,
I'm like,
yes,
yep,
yeah,
yep.
dude. Oh, 100% on board. Oh man, I can't wait for a second season. I know we're probably not going to get it for like what 3 fucking years or however long this dude takes to
Yeah.
tell his stories, which I'm fine with. as long as they're good. You know what I mean? He took his time with Fargo, and it paid off. We'll talk about that. So JD or Kyle, whoever wants to. I don't know whoever wants. It's kind of a free for all.
I'll go next.
Okay.
My number 5, and it's way too low. So I'm sorry, everybody, in advance. It's Better Call Saul. What a fantastic season this has been. Easily the best of this show, and I think we're reaching we were already in the ballpark, but I think we're in the diamond now of of how close we are to quality with Breaking Bad and stuff like that. This is the same. This just feels the same to me. It has the same amount of quality and depth and character and everything, and it's so amazing. And where this entire season ends off, man, so many questions. Are people coming back next season? Will they not be? It's really crazy. Was it what's the new guy? Is it Nacho?
Taco? Yeah. Nacho or Taco?
Nacho.
It's not Taco, because Taco is...
Taco's the league.
Yeah, the league. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, I called him Taco with Kyle the other day, and I was like, that's Taco, right?
Oh, shit.
I do that all the time, and I hope that's not racist, but that's he's star of the show for me.
He's an intense man.
He's an intense guy, man. And I can't relate to his story at all or anything. It's so fucking amazing. It's really good. It's all about family with him and everything. So
totally.
I'm having a great fucking ride with that show. And upon further reflecting, this might jump up. Whenever we revisit this list later this year.
It might or might go down because everything's going to destroy all of these top 5s.
Oh, that's true. You're right,
man.
Oh shit! I am,
and
I'm not looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. So JD, what's your number 5?
I put Silicon Valley at number 5.
Nice.
Easily. I mean, I love Mike Judge and I love The Office, so I've loved the show. The Office. What am I talking about? Office Space.
Yes.
So
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy. Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead.
You mean current day real life that was made as a fake thing?
No, we weren't supposed to do that, everybody.
Yeah,
so.
That was not
a documentary. Yeah.
Not a blueprint, but we're there. No, so I love that style of humor. It's and this year especially, I think Dinesh, his character, really had a lot of time to shine. There for a few episodes, and Mr. I always butcher the last name, Middleditch. Middleditch?
Thomas
is that
Middleditch.
It?
Yeah.
Dude is fucking hysterical, man.
He's so funny.
Yeah,
I love everything they're doing with that show. And it basically, I know I mentioned it to you a couple times, Jeff. I needed to watch that show immediately after another show we're going to talk about later on.
Nice
that
palate
aired
cleanser.
Immediately before it. Very appropriate and necessary palate cleanser for a lot of the heaviness of the leftovers.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think this season's been it's been pretty good. I know what's his face is leaving though, right? TJ Miller.
Yeah.
They wrote him off. I like the
Very,
write-off too. That was funny.
Pretty,
very appropriate.
Very tough split apparently.
Yeah.
Very,
he wasn't happy.
Very bad
So
words were exchanged. Yeah.
Was he forced out or?
No, he was like, I will never work with that fucking guy again.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
almost
one of the
verbatim.
producers.
I just don't know who. But yeah, there's the producer. Thank you.
It's one of them. I don't know which one. It's definitely not Mike Judge though. It's like somebody.
No.
Maybe
He
a
even
showrunner or
said
something.
he doubled down, saying, "I think Mike Judge is a genius, and I really, appreciate him and everything." But this guy, he's just not. I don't know what's going on. He hated that guy. But TJ Miller is classically hard to work with, so.
Yeah, I've heard stories. I heard that he's not afraid to talk shit. When he was on Transformers 4, I think.
Yeah.
And they wasted him early in the movie. Apparently that was on. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. I can't remember how that story went down, but I do know that he openly talked about how Michael Bay was just a bear to work with, just impossible.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he was like, that dude would always go, "Cut! Can you just be funny? Just be funny! Just
funny?
yell."
Be funny, TJ. We
Great
hired you to
direction.
be funny. Yeah.
Great.
Exactly. He's just
good story.
God. What an elementary director that fucking guy is. I hope he hears this. Because that's what he does. He just looks for stray independent podcasts that don't really have a big following. And he's like, I wonder what they're going to say about me. I wonder if Transformers 5 made their top 5s.
These three strangers feel what their top 5s are. Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what, fuckboy? Transformers 5 isn't on anybody's list unless it's the worst. All right, so I haven't seen it. I'm just guessing. Anyway, did you have more to say about Silicon Valley? I that's a great pick. I really enjoyed it.
No. I mean, I think that's gonna be it for me for sure.
My number 4 is a show that kind of came out of nowhere for me, contender-wise. Like, it just was on my lower part of my top 10, and I was like, you know what, that really deserves to be higher because it's just something I can't stop thinking about. It's Master of None. That's that high for me.
Wow,
Sweet.
I love the representation.
Yeah, exactly, and so does this show. This show is it's really special, man. Every episode was like its own contained short film or long form film. If you watch the episode where it's him and what's her name on like dates and stuff like that, friend dates, which was great that it got its own episode, so there's no break there. You see how well they really get along and how they really should be together. Those two, the Italian girl, I can't remember her name, but she's amazing.
Francesca.
Thank you. She needs to be in so much more stuff. Like, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's adorable.
And
Bella.
you have like the episodes in between it that kind of feel out of nowhere, like but they feel they're kind of like Louis C.K. with his show Louis. Sometimes it'll be like a random episode. They're like, what the fuck was that? Like the flashback episode came out of nowhere. That was like a full-length movie.
The Thanksgiving one?
Yeah, the Thanksgiving one is an example, and the New York one where they're just kind of like telling the deaf girl's got a story, which was very funny, actually. It had a lot of humor in there. And then the bellman, who basically told one of the, like the, what do you call those people that live somewhere? Whatever. Occupants or whatever. He told him to go fuck himself or whatever. That was great.
Because he was cheating on his wife.
Yeah, exactly. And he was like, what? Say something. And then he's like, all right, well, I'm going to go walk away. He just fucking walked off. That was great. Oh man, there's so many. And the opening too, where it's like I haven't seen Bicycle Thieves, but apparently that's the that's the movie that the pilot or the season premiere was homaging, like paying homage to, because it was in Italy and he was hanging out with a young kid, and there was something missing. Somebody stole his phone or whatever, or his shit, just all of his shit basically.
Okay.
And
somebody stole his phone with that girl's number on it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Man, that was a really, really good episode, and I love how ballsy it was. Like, he literally went to Italy, or learned some of their language, filmed it, and yeah, what you saw is what you got. I mean, that was great.
Yep.
It was so brilliant. Man, Aziz is... I know it's like a two-man show, like it's him and he's got a writing partner. They're just top of their game, man, for this genre, for this show. All the characters. Shit, it's so good. Anyway... I wanted to get representation of a comedy too. That was a big one. And I was like, I feel like it earned that higher spot. So
I'm so glad you brought that one up.
Oh, good. Yay! Yep. Everybody likes it.
I might talk about it a little more. I don't know. We'll see.
I hope you don't. I hope you go fuck yourself. So Jade, Kyle, I'm kidding.
Fine, guys. I'm just gonna hang up my headphones right now and just go fuck myself.
Kyle, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Taboo. I really fucking love this show, man. Me and my boss would talk about this show after every episode, and just pick each other's brains. And he knew a lot about like this part of history and everything. So he was able to give me a lot of like extra insight, like historically what was going on at that time. So it was cool. it was kind of like a nice like event, type of show for me, because I don't get a lot of water cooler talk shows. We're like at work talking about stuff where that old trope, is actually happening. It's just kind of nice. Like, oh, did you watch that show last night? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. Feels human, almost like what people felt like when they were watching Lost or something. But yeah, I really enjoyed this show. Man, it's one of the most like lived-in sets I've ever seen on TV. Like everyone, like people are so dirtied up in this show. I don't even recognize some actors whose faces I've seen 100 times. I'm like, that's that guy or that's that girl or whatever. They do a really good job of just like, everyone looks disgusting in this world.
Yeah.
And that's how the times were, it was a really fucking gross time. And a lot of really memorable quotes, and Tom Hardy's just a fucking badass. And I think there's going to be Pirates next season, so fucking sign me the fuck up, just really enjoyed this show.
Shit, and one show kind of sails away, literally black sails. Is that the name of it? Black sails? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what do you know? Taboo's like, hey, we should get some of those
right?
pirates.
We'll take the pirate mantle. Black Sails had the best season they've ever had, by the way, this year. So, whew, wow,
nice.
Jesus, yeah.
That's Taboo's a solid pick, man. That show is something else. Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson,
bring us home, but not really, because we're at 4.
Okay, sweet.
What?
I can bring it home because I'm talking about a house made of cards.
Oh,
As my number 4.
Oh, I see.
hope there's not a light breeze.
I hope there's not. There he goes.
There
It's all gone. While this was not what I consider to be the best season of the show, this was season 5. I think season 4 was probably my favorite overall.
Same here,
This one
man.
was fucking great. And it's a total direction changer for the show. Completely.
That's awesome.
And I know you know how it ends, Jeff.
Yeah.
Kyle, do you watch?
I don't. I'm
Oh.
teetering on the verge of it, whether or not I should start this show or not. But
You absolutely should, and then just get a lot of alcohol and or other things for season 3, and just be patient, because once you get to season 4, it all kind of
Man,
it
season
pays
4
off.
comes together really good. It's just payoff after
Man.
payoff. Yeah.
But this season, I mean, if you're a fan of Robin Wright Penn and you're a fan of her character, which I mean, she's kind of
Claire.
like
Yeah.
she's kind of like Cersei for me, where I love watching her, but she's so despicable sometimes.
Yeah.
So cold and
yeah.
calculating.
Great comparison.
She definitely fits that mold where you're just like, I can't wait to see what shit she's gonna pull off next.
yeah.
It's eventually going to get to that point where it's pretty much going to be all about her, or at least predominantly about her. I think in the next season, that's where it's headed.
Big paradigm shift. Yeah.
So absolutely a big fan of this season because it pays off. So we'll see if they get another 5 years out of milking her character for everything she can do.
Milking her character? I don't want to see that.
Well, not literally. You can't milk me, Greg.
Hey,
Geppetto in a little. We
I
call
got
him
nipples.
Geppetto in a little saucer.
hey, can you milk me?
You're doing the
I
De
can't do
Niro
it.
face. I can
can't-
hear it.
I can't do it. I can't do the voice apparently for some reason.
Gonna milk me, Greg?
Come milk me. Hey, done.
what the fuck?
I don't even know anymore.
Figuratively milk her character for all she's worth. Not literally. Don't
Okay.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Smart thinking. My number 3 isn't too far from Kyle's 5, so I couldn't get too mad about that placement, honestly. Better Call Saul is number 3 for me.
What the fuck, Jeff?
Well, I didn't have it at 3 or 2 or 1 because I had Taboo and shit there. So don't you dare put it at 3. Whatever. That would have been funny. But Better Call Saul is, man, top-notch television. Like, the best this show has ever been, and it's on par with some of the better, not the best, but some of the better Breaking Bad seasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, Breaking Bad's obviously, like, top-notch, like, upper echelon television you'll ever see. Better Call Saul is kind of, it's the one who knocks. It's knocking a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's it's at the door, ready to start knocking. It's going Breaking Bad. We're as good as you, because every episode was just fucking awesome, and there were like every episode had like a moment of just tension, like just tension and silence. Like we talked about Taco.
I think it's burrito, actually.
Burrito. We talked about burrito. We talked about chorito.
True.
Oh, you know what that is?
That's an actual name, actually.
Oh, okay.
I used to work with somebody named Chorito. Not a very
Oh
pleasant
my
person.
god. I'm sorry, right there, Torito. Anyway, so he has that scene where he's like swapping out pills,
Oh,
and it's
man.
just silent,
tension
and it's
for
just
days.
fucking just. I mean, seriously, I think I forgot to breathe during that. I might have passed out.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
When he made like the pocket shot or whatever,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
fucking nailed it.
Nailed
Yes.
it, yeah. I wanted his character to kind of put both of his arms up in the air and go, yes! Like,
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah!
funny.
Yeah.
But he couldn't,
Nacho.
It was great. And how Gus at the end realizes, what's happened there.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a smart fucking dude. And that's the thing with the writing of this show is, like, why do we need to say it? It's just implied. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everything, every subtle thing from, I'm trying not to spoil the finale, but from when Jimmy's brother's kicking the lantern off the coffee table. It's like a subtle way of saying, like, he kind of doesn't want to do it. He's hoping somebody's going to run in the door and go, don't do it. And it just happened on its own because, maybe it was like destiny. It was meant to kick it off the coffee table and meant to, burn up and all that shit. But spoilers, I guess, for anybody that hasn't seen it. But sorry, it's a great show. Go fucking watch it. Don't sleep on Saul. Seriously, it's so good.
I know people who are like, I love Break. It's my favorite show ever. I'm like, oh man, you watch Saul? No, I don't do spinoffs. I'm like,
Oh, man.
What is silly
what the
fucking
fuck
philosophy?
Are you doing? Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be somebody that like watched Joey and loved Friends and was
Yeah,
like, "Well,
I
I'm
know.
done with
Yeah,
this
dude.
shit."
What a
Never
great-
doing
it's
spin-offs.
Exactly what it was.
One of the best sitcoms ever was a spinoff. Well, maybe not ever, but Frasier was a spinoff of Cheers. That was successful. So I mean, it can be done right.
It
if it's
is.
done
It is
with
regarded
care.
as one of the best, though. I mean, I hear that.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. That's. I always forget too because it was so its
always-
own separate entity in its own life. You know.
Yeah, and it came a little bit later,
Mhm.
if I remember right. Like almost.
Yeah, Cheers ended, and then it was like a few years later, like a couple
Yeah.
of years, maybe 2 or 3 years, and then it was Frasier.
But
the
most
Baba
spin-offs
scrambled
suck.
eggs.
I'll do it again.
Toss salad and scrambled eggs.
Thank you. I just remember those lyrics from when I was a kid, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Like,
Dude, I used to watch it when it would re-air on like channel 21
Yeah.
or 27, whatever it came on at night. That was good stuff, man.
Love Saw though. It's probably the best spinoff we ever had. I don't watch enough of them to compare it to something.
I wouldn't disagree with that
Yeah.
without doing some research.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to do any research for it, but yeah, the trial scene,
Right.
the trial episode 2 is from start to finish just riveting shit, and it's got a hell of a payoff and some brilliant fucking writing in it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I love seeing Huel.
Got your moment.
Oh yeah, love seeing a skinny Huel too. It's
Yeah.
good for Lavelle Crawford, man. He's doing good things for himself.
Yeah.
So Kyle, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Like a Phoenix. It's the rising from the ashes. It's Sense8.
Oh,
Man,
nice.
I was about to strike this show from my list completely because I was so mad. Set the show off, but you know why even like it? You know,
Yeah.
because we were never going to get closure on what is practically the biggest cock tease of a fucking cliffhanger of all time. A good one, you know, it earns it or whatever. But I guess you just always thought you're going to get a season 3 or at least getting a wrap up movie, which you need because gotta have shit wrapped up in this. Man, what a great show, and I just fucking love it. It's one of the best shot shows on TV, and just the way that like everything's on location, and man, the whole cast is good. And even like I think we were kind of winning this when we were talking about season 1, but like even whenever like some characters are like their stories are a little boring or whatever, you're still invested.
Yeah.
You're still invested in everybody's story. You still care about everybody. And man, like the first season allows the second season to be as good as it is. It just like it does all the legwork, and you get all the payoffs in the second season.
Oh, it's
I can't-
non-stop action, dude. It's
Can't
great.
wait for this fucking movie, man. Like
Yeah,
I hope
cool.
it's sooner rather than later.
They ended on such a great like fist-pumping cliffhanger that I was like,
oh, it's so
this is
good.
gonna be
You're
so
like,
good.
Yes, it's gonna be great.
Currently, that's at I don't know if it's because of the number, but it's at 8 for me right now. So it's still on my list. I still love it. I don't know if it's because of the 8 and Sense8 or not, but I don't know. That's where
It's
it
got to
is.
be at least partially because of that.
Probably. I was like, oh, this will be poetic as fuck. JD, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is one that you just mentioned last round. It's Master of None.
Nice.
That was a great second season.
Mhm.
I had high hopes going into it because you guys sold the shit out of that show, and I already love me some Aziz, so I loved the first season for what it was. But
Oh, yeah,
they can't
first season
even
was
hold a
great. I still liked it.
candle to
Yeah.
that second season, though. I mean, just from a creativity of just episodic storytelling, that one. I mean, there are like 5 or 6 distinct episodes that I could probably recall all of it from start to finish. I love the one. I don't think you mentioned it when you talked about it, where he's going on all the Tinder dates.
Oh,
But not
yes.
Tinder, but that universe's version of Tinder.
Yeah.
And he's got like 10 different dates and second dates going on, and there's all these different types of people that he meets, and that's.
And that
I thought that
second
was a
date,
really-
dude, that one that he had where like they really kind of hit it off, and then they just something just happened where like I've had that happen so many times, like not so many, but at
Exactly.
least more than once, where I go on a second date or I interact with somebody that I'm interested in, and just neither of us are clicking, just suddenly,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just nobody's fault. It just happens. You know what I mean?
And yeah, absolutely. That's just
That's just
real
part
life
of the game.
eventually starts to get in the way
Yeah.
of the facade or whatever most people put on during a first date. So
Mhm.
thought it was a really good look at maybe not humanity, but just being a
Current
single guy
culture, I
trying to
think.
find yourself in the world.
Yeah.
He's trying to find himself. Dev is he's an interesting character, man. I
He
like
really
him a
is.
lot.
Oh yeah.
So, and I agree. Francesca needs to be in everything. She's overtaken the girl as my favorite foreign cute person that I like to watch on my computer screen.
That's a very specific.
From once. Well, it's 'cause she's
Oh,
European.
okay.
Sorry, her character's name is the girl. So
Oh, okay. Okay, now I get
yeah.
it. Now I'm on the same boat.
Marquita Urglova is her actual real life name.
Yeah.
But
It
Nobody knows
is
that.
shit.
it is fact.
It is fucked, yes. Bullshit.
Bullshit. I call bullshit.
She's adorbs. Anyway, my number 2, I can't believe I just said fucking adorbs. My number 2, hashtag adorbs, is it's not adorbs, but it's the leftovers.
Sweet.
I love the ever-loving Justin Thoreau butthole of this show. He doesn't show his butthole, he just shows his butt a lot.
That's specific.
What?
That's good.
Anyway, it's a nutty show, man, and this is certainly a year of nutty shows with Legion and maybe another one Kyle's going to mention later. But it's certainly got its own set pair of creative nuts, if you will, where it just continues to go places that season 2 kind of started this trend of like going places where you're like, what the fuck is going on? But it all kind of makes sense. You know, it's all a metaphor for something else. And it all kind of makes sense when you kind of work it out, or just use Google and look up people's interpretations of it, because there's many out there that are brilliant. Because the show kind of leaves it there for you. They leave it over, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Get it? So
I got
this
it.
show kind of does that and like multiplies that by like the episode that was right before the finale, where Justin Thoreau is like spending time somewhere else. Let's just say that to avoid spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's there the whole episode, and it's just he's like different people and stuff. That episode was fucking awesome. Like, it was just one of the best episodes of television this year, easily. Up there with the trial episode of Better Call Saul. Like, the show just like continues to it continued, because it's over now, to just go places where you're like, I don't understand what they're going for here, and then by the end of it, you're like, okay, I kind of get it. Like, I see what you're saying with this means this and that means that, or whatever. Everything represents something else. And then the finale, of course, I was very worried it was going to be a Lost Syndrome scenario where everybody's just, in tears and hated the finale of Lost and all that stuff. At least the majority hate it. I defend it all day, but it wasn't that, though. Every article I said was like, I saw was like, this is the perfect ending for the show. It was very emotional, and the most crucial part of the episode was just like a monologue, which was the camera didn't really cut away from this person delivering the monologue, and it was just like answered a lot of questions, but at the same time kind of left it open enough for interpretation. The show just blew my fucking mind every week, man. Like, it's so goddamn good. Everybody needs to see it, seriously. It's so good. Kyle would love the shit out of this show. I know it for a fact.
How are you not watching Kyle?
I don't know. I just show up late to these things sometimes.
I'm glad you missed out on the first season as it was airing, because I know that was rough for people on a week-to-week basis. I'm sure it's better as a binge watch now.
Oh yeah.
But season 2 and 3 are just masterclass television.
Masterclass.
Agree.
Kyle, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Fargo.
What the fuck? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It makes no sense. Man, Fargo. People can get fucked who didn't like that ending of the season. I really liked it. I don't want to go into spoilers or anything because it's still pretty fresh, and I think JD hasn't.
I'm only like 2 episodes in, 3 episodes still. I'm a lazy ass.
It's pretty good. It's a great ride, man. Pretty good. Because I feel like there were times where I'm like, okay, we're on episode 5. Okay, the show must be only 8 episodes, as it feels like it's wrapping up. And then episode 8 rolls around, and you're like, oh wow, there's a lot left untalked about yet. It's a something that just kept on unraveling, and you would think that like the case was coming to a head, and then it would get busted or stalled or something like that. Like something would happen, and man, just what a ride! I could never guess what was going to happen next in this show.
Yeah.
And man, just some real crazy deaths and some real craziness. It goes
series
on
of events. Yeah, that's Fargo for you.
Crazy series of events. Yeah.
That's Fargo's MO, man. It's a goddamn brilliant show that way. In a way that you like watch things unfold and you're like, oh, I never would have put that character there. And at least as like when you think of things from a writing perspective, you're kind of like, oh, I never would have thought to put that character in that position and have it go down like that. But that's goddamn genius. Like, he's always, I don't know, kind of training you to not really expect things from the show in terms of where you think characters will go in their arc. He's trying to like kind of retrain you to just stop expecting things and just enjoy the ride. And my God, I have so much more to say about that show. Anyway, JD, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Breaking Bad Jr.,
What the
aka
fuck?
Better Call Saul.
At 2?
That's way too high. Yeah, it's way too high.
God.
No,
What
it's
an
not.
idiot.
Not for somebody that hasn't finished Fargo.
Yeah,
all
no,
the way.
it's
'Cause
perfectly placed.
I'm just
If-
kidding.
if
I'm just
I-
going to
if-
say what the fuck to everybody's pick now from
Yeah, no, you might as well.
It's funny.
Man, for everything we've already talked about on this show, I mean, it's finally reaching what I call, well, not what I call, like I invented the fucking term, what I would describe as iconic status. Like,
How do you spell
there are definitive character moments and things where I go back and think about them the way that I think about Walter White's development and just the way
Right.
the show. Huh?
I was just saying right.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
Is anyone? Can I not to derail you, but is anyone horribly afraid of what's going to happen to Kim?
Yes. See, that's what I like, is that, like, as much as the show is about Jimmy, Saul converting into Saul, and Mike's whole progression, you know where those characters end up. So for me, it was all about, how are you going to handle the loose threads? Like, are you going to make me care about these people before they're obviously not involved in, you know, the future progression of the story once Walter White enters the fold? So the fact that you care about Nacho enough to remember his name as another Mexican food confection, the fact that you care about him says something, that we care about him enough to make fun of him. Because that's why we make fun of things, because we somewhat care about him. And the fact that you care about Kim, I mean, I was worried with what happened to her in the episode leading up to the finale. I was like, holy shit, is that how she's gonna bite the dust? Like, and if it wasn't for that rock on the side of the road that she ran into, she could have driven all the way off that cliff.
Man, I love the way that was filmed, by the way, because it was just jarring. It was kind of like
Yeah.
I always go back to the earlier part of the season where she falls asleep in a car, and she literally like just she rolls her head, like she kind of just puts her head back on the headrest, and literally it's like a cut to her alarm going off and she wakes up. And that's how the car crash was filmed. Like, it was kind of like she fell asleep again, and when she woke up, shit went wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just thought that was incredibly smart callback directing.
That is good.
I'd never seen anything like that before in a car.
Is that
car
from this season or from an earlier season?
That's from this season. It was like earlier in the season when she's doing all the heavy lifting for
I
their
totally
firm.
missed that connection, but I'm not surprised, because everything in that show is deliberate.
Mm-hmm.
Everything,
Very much so.
including Mike surveying Taco's. No, not. God damn it. Nacho's uncle's. I'm going to say the wrong thing intentionally, whether I want to or not. When he's surveying their operation, he's on a road and there's dead end signs everywhere.
Yeah.
It's because you know that he doesn't make it. And I just love how everything.
Wait,
feels
Mike dies?
Just
Kyle was watching
just a
this
little bit.
first.
Yeah. That would be a really weird way to watch it.
Yeah.
It'd still be entertaining as fuck, but you'd be like, who is this Walter White guy, and why is he fucking up all my friends' lives? Like,
Yeah, like when they do the shout out to Huel when he
care
finally
about him
shows
at
up.
all.
Huel shows up in court, and you're like, why should I fucking care about that person? Like,
Yeah,
they made
exactly.
a point to shout
While
him out.
everyone else is like,
Yeah.
Typical black guy just planting evidence on people, right?
Oh,
Oh,
man.
I'm not touching that. So, I'll tell you what I will touch many times, if consented to, would be the body of Fargo if it were a person. Because Fargo is my number one.
Wow.
Sweet.
It's not really a shocker for anybody because, like, every time an episode aired, I was on Facebook. If you're friends with me on my personal page, like, every time an episode aired, I was like, wow, that episode was better than the last one. Like, every fucking time. They like one-up themselves, and it's just not, how is it possible anymore? I don't understand how this guy's brain works where he can write this compelling of a story that folds out in a way that nobody expects it to, and how he can do that so easily and balance Legion with that. You know what I mean? Like, this is the same dude. that blows my goddamn mind. And he's doing
That's
a movie
insane to
now.
me.
That I can't wait for his first movie, dude. Like, I mean, it's just gonna be unbelievable. I think it's a sci-fi movie too, so it's already my language.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
I think it's called The Pale Blue Dot, a sci-fi film with Reese Witherspoon, who's an astronaut.
Oh.
As soon as you said Reese Witherspoon, I was kind of.
I know, yeah.
Oh, Man Alive is the other
really
one.
deflated there.
I'm sorry, he's producing that one. He's the movie that he's gonna. The directorial debut is called Man Alive, and it's from a sci-fi script from Joe Greenberg. You know, Joe
Oh,
Greenberg.
yeah.
Remember Joe?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, good
Yeah.
old Joe. Yeah.
Good old
He
Joe.
did. Shpurka-burka-derm.
I love every moving part of the casting in Fargo. Like every single character was just so fucking good. Particularly the women, they just shined the entire season. Carrie Coon, who knocked it out of the park with Leftovers too. This woman's just taking over my damn TV, man. I don't want to stop watching.
Not a bad person to have do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's
And
great.
then Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she comes off of like the movie role of her career, I think at least, in 10 Cloverfield Lane, where she just slays as a leading lady. And then she goes to Fargo, and like the best role of her career, in my opinion. I know Scott Pilgrim's
I
iconic,
agree.
but I mean Fargo is the one where she's got to do everything. You know what I mean? She's got
She's rocking an accent.
Yeah.
She's
got to be
she's, like,
nuanced as
smart.
fuck. Yeah, she's
She's super smart in this show. It's fucking
Exactly.
crazy. How
That's
do you
why-
know all this
yeah.
stuff?
I love Fargo so much. It hurts almost. David Thewlis being the bad guy.
Yeah,
Probably
those
my
teeth.
third favorite character. Because he's just kind of like, he shows up and he's Ares. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong movie. So he,
Spoilers!
sorry. Anyway, but the fact that he just comes in out of nowhere, and I mean, we don't know what really happens. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to leave it open ended for JD here. But
Thanks,
the
bro.
fact that he comes in out of nowhere, though, and he's just like this element. He's not really like a character. He's just like a guy that, I don't know, doesn't... If he didn't have a name the entire season, I'd be like, yeah, he doesn't have it. He's like a faceless dude. And he has lines like that where he's like, as soon as you think I'm here, I'm gone, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So he's just a magician of a fucking villain. He's great.
It's a great villain.
Gross as fuck, too. I love it. And it's not anything that's like, oh, he ate his own duty or something like that. It's not... it's not overt grossness. It's just like there's a close up of him eating in one episode.
I'm evil because I eat my own shit.
Don't fuck with me, man.
There's just an
like
episode
blind
where
shit.
they're zooming in on him eating, and it's disgusting. And he's just got a gross presence to him. He's just sleazy, and his
Well, yeah, and I like his speech where he's like $10 suit, $5 tie, $6 pants. He's
Yeah.
like, this is a $25 get up.
yeah, he's a bleeding heart capitalist. That's for sure. Love it, love it. Ewan McGregor was great. I mean, he delivered as I expected him to, and they were two completely different personalities, which was it was so brilliant to watch him work. Jesus,
Yeah.
man, the cast was just never ending. Even the person that played Carrie Coon's, what's her character's name? Gloria's boss, Shea Wiggum or something like that. He was in Boardwalk Empire, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He was great, man. He's such a great antagonist. Just at
Yeah,
every
he
turn,
is.
just going, fucking knock it off. Like, it's just great.
Yeah.
That's my number one. So, Kyle, what's yours? Wait, I can guess it. Don't, wait. It's Iron Fist.
It's Iron Fist. This continues the trend of great Marvel Netflix shows. No way did they foul with that one.
Right?
No, man. My number one is Twin Peaks. Man,
nice,
talk
dude.
about waiting forever for the show to come back, and it's actually happening. And this show makes you work. Like every
Big
time
time.
it ends, the very next day, Monday rolls around. Most of my shift Monday, I'm like, all right, so what did that mean? And I'll just look
Doing
up
research,
articles. Explain that to me, real quick. Especially episode 8.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I had to read like 3 days worth of shit just to like get any sort of semblance of what the fuck was going on there.
Yeah.
And I still don't think I understand what's going on there.
Right.
Man, this show's just amazing. It's one of those things. It's a show I don't watch a lot of shows with my roommates. This is one I watch with one of my roommates. We geek out over this show real bad. And it's just real. It's a real special show to me.
Mhm.
It's one I never thought we'd get again, and it's continuing, and it's more David Lynchian than anything David Lynch has ever done. It's the most Lynchian thing ever.
Right.
Like, it's at sometimes like uncomfortable to watch. It's so weird, and at other times, so weird it's just enjoyable. It's just every shade of fucking weird that it could possibly be.
Lots of comedy in it
fucking
too, surprisingly.
lot of comedy. Oh my
Like,
god, the
obvious
legacy
comedy,
of Dougie, all the Dougie shit
Mhm.
is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm like, we could get a whole show out of this. Well, we kind of are, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Been like 4 or 5 episodes now, but yeah, I just really like it, and we're like barely halfway through the season.
Mhm.
We're about to get, there's a lot of stuff that's about to happen, and I don't think it's been since Lost where like the actual like studio had to like come out and go, it's all gonna make sense at the end. Just everyone be patient.
Yeah.
Not a lot of shows do that where it's just like, wow, that's weird, and I don't know what's going on, and we're like 8 episodes deep, and like what the fuck. And I think Lost had to do that too, where they're like, hey guys, you need to let us know that like there's an end game here, and they're like, yeah, there is. So Twin Peaks just had to do something recent. I just read an article this week where they're just like, don't worry everybody, it's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna make sense. So just stay tuned.
Quite the visionary,
it's my number one.
that David Lynch. He's like he's kind of close to Stanley Kubrick, except his stuff made more present sense, if that makes sense. Like the that sentence didn't make sense, but he kind of makes things. It's not like in your face, like obvious what Kubrick is going for, and neither is it for David Lynch, but. Kubrick leaves it all there to where it's more, you can really find what he's talking about. With David Lynch, it's way open to interpretation on many things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Still love it. He's got a fucking weird mind, and I'm all about the weird. That show is in my top 10 still, I think. It's still up there. It's really good. JD.
Super good, yeah.
JD, what's your number one? But by this point, I could probably guess too. I assume it's
man.
Arrow.
Well, no, actually,
Arrow?
I mean, I got to tell you, I opted for a flick that has much more emotional connection for me.
Mm-hmm.
I felt all the feels, man. I went with The Flash as my number one.
No, I knew it.
Yeah.
They're in like a different timeline now, Barry.
Yeah. Oh my God. Let's see how
Is that
bad
Cisco?
Barry Allen can fuck shit up.
Cisco. My favorite. What's that meme where it's just like it's kind of rapey, so I don't know how funny it is, but it's like she can't put you in the friend zone if you keep changing the timeline that you're in. Or
Oh
whatever,
my
God.
And he's doing like
Super
he's doing like the pointing head thing meme, where he's just like, think about it,
Right.
Super rapey, but totally something this Barry Allen would do, and he deserves to do it. Absolutely, he should do that. No, it's not The Flash. I finally gave up on all that shit. I kicked the habit.
Good
I went
for
with The
you.
Leftovers as number one, which is probably what Jeff was originally thinking.
Yes.
Yeah, man, that show cannot miss television for me. I typically those shows were the first couple seasons. I'd binge block episodes. So I would save like 3 on my DVR. Watch all 3 at a time. This one was I'm tuning in the second that it airs. Like, had to watch that night at that time. Was really mad if I even missed like 30 minutes and had to start it a little bit late. God, man, just what a fantastic thinker of a show. And like you mentioned, man, they actually ended it pretty well. I don't know a whole lot of people that were really griping about it like they were with Lost.
Mm-hmm.
Felt very appropriate, and God, man, I'm still thinking about that show.
Yeah, it's a fucking thinker, man. It'll stay with you for a long time.
So I will do a full rewatch when I have a little bit of
I
free
really
time,
need
which will
to. Oh yeah.
probably be never, but yeah, it'll be interesting to go back and watch.
And not if you're rewatching all like Game of Thrones, Jesus.
Oh man, it's not as difficult as it may seem, because when you're getting somebody else into it, you're kind of rediscovering a lot of these. At least I find myself rediscovering a lot of things that I not necessarily missed, but just forgot about. Like, oh yeah, this person did this to this person. Like,
well, I'm thinking the setups. Like, they got a lot of setups.
Yeah,
things pay off way later.
I read something that was like top 10 questions in Game of Thrones that they're never going to answer, and most of them are pretty arbitrary. But one of them is really compelling to me. How the hell has Tyrion never, with all the time that he spent with Baelish, after coming back to King's Landing. How has Tyrion never sought revenge on Littlefinger for framing him for Bran's attempted murder? Like, is that not like potentially the biggest long con or long game in history if he's like saving that for the final season to be like, by the way, remember that one time when you tried to frame me for that kid's murder? I'm going to fucking take it out on you. So I don't think they're ever going to answer that question. They're probably just going to buy it. But it'd be interesting if they ever did, because Tyrion would be a smart motherfucker. But anyway, back to Leftovers. That show, like you said, Jeff, that second to last episode was just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was happening. I mean, I did, but I knew it was in his head.
Yeah,
in the place.
Right.
He was in the place.
He was in that place where the thing.
Yes.
Where the thing happened.
Where the thing
Trying to
with
be
the
so
people
vague.
and all that. I know. I want to be vague, but man, that show just. I needed Silicon Valley in my life, so that one necessitated 5 for me on my list.
Awesome, man. Those are our top 5 TV shows, and now we're gonna go to movies. Oh my God, we got some movies, y'all.
Woo!
Oh my God, y'all!
Not including Spider-Man, which Kyle and I saw yesterday. And
yeah, but you guys can't count that because it's in the back half of the year,
and it also
mid-year.
wouldn't have been top 5 anyway. So.
Yeah, we're definitely not.
Really? So you think it could be
great?
It's great.
It could be the best Spider-Man ever, but not crack a top 5.
No way.
Okay.
Even,
I mean, I agree because I would probably have it. I would have it in my top 10 if I'd seen it. Maybe
it's in my top 10 as of right now. It's in my top 10, but it won't survive there.
Yeah, no, not with this month, and just no.
Dude, this month is just bananas.
I'm at the movie every single week this month. Every single week I'm at the movie on a Thursday. Pop my Dawn of the Planet of the Apes tickets next week for 7 p.m.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Thursday.
That's
cool.
Oh, that's where I'm going. I know that much. Oh my God, I'm so pumped for that.
The Rise of the Dawn.
Rise of the Dawn of the War. Of the planet. Of the apes. All right,
Beautiful.
so I guess one movie that I'm kind of bummed that I had to leave out. Oh man, I don't really have one. I guess Lego Batman. I'm kind of bummed I had to leave that out.
Oh yeah,
I love the shit out of that movie. I thought it was really funny.
I just watched it last night. Actually, that was good stuff.
Oh man, it's such a good comedy. It's like brilliant for its comedy. Actually, like people tried to regard it as like one of the best Batman movies, and I'm like, it's not really. It's a comedy.
Really?
Guys. Like it's.
Yeah, I mean,
let's settle down.
It's a silly movie. Yeah, it's a silly movie.
Exactly, it's silly,
I mean,
but it's good in its silliness.
The Joker and Batman become somewhat not BFFs, but
yeah.
I mean,
But
it's all about their.
That's kind of the dynamic of their relationship. They love to hate each other.
But it was so much more jovial than a traditional Batman thing.
Right.
So
But the jokes were so rapid fire. It was so funny. It was in my top 5 for a long time, but then June happened. It ruined my entire top 5. So that's the one regrettable omission, I guess, from my 5. Kyle, do you have one?
A regrettable omission is definitely Alien Covenant for me.
Yeah, everybody was really smart in that movie.
Yeah, everyone was so smart in that movie, so every death really felt meaningful. No, if I could really take a moment out, do not fucking see that movie. It's so bad.
JD will. He's always see it.
I missed it.
No, not even like JD. If you want to see it, that's great. You're informed. You can do it. People who are going to go waste their times doing it, thinking it's going to be good, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, what a bad movie. So that's my PSA. Don't see that movie.
That's a good one.
I guess if I had to pick a movie that I actually like that I would like to on men, I don't feel at home in this world anymore.
Yeah,
Nice.
cool.
Good.
Honorable mention for me.
Honorable mention, big time for me.
Yeah. That is a solid weird ass movie. I love it. I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Actually, that's how good.
Very
That's how I
weird
felt
movie.
about it.
I get
was awesome.
shades of God Bless America from it.
Yes.
It's about a story.
Oh yeah.
Which means it's shades of Falling Down. It's that you know what? Fuck it movie.
Yeah.
Where someone just literally goes, you know what? Fuck it, and just
Fuck
kind
it.
of breaks
Fuck
and just
you.
starts living their life and doing whatever the fuck they want. It's one of those types of movies. Love that. So just fun, good movie. Elijah Wood is awesome.
Oh, he's so
Very
he's having
awesome
a
in
blast.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
That's how hard I threw it. I fucking so,
It's great. JD, you have one?
I do. I probably could have tossed up between I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore and The Discovery because I wanted The Discovery to be in my list so bad, man. That was a great movie, but I got some other stuff up in front of there.
I hear you. Well, that's a good segue because my number 5 is The Discovery.
Well, there you go.
So we might as well just lead into it because
you're making me
talk about that shit.
You're making me feel way better about my list right now, Jeff. So thank you.
Good, because that movie.
I feel like I'm the sole cheerleader of that movie. I'll be like, you seen that movie? They're like, I don't even know what that is. Jason Segel, that How I Met Your Mother guy? Yeah, I'm not going to see that. I'm like, oh.
God, there's somebody at work that just can't stand Jason Segel, and I'm like, really? Like, really?
How?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Really? I don't get it.
How?
I don't know, man. But yeah, the Discovery was fantastic, and it's not just because Jason Segel's in it, but like there's so much happening for it, man. It's just a smart sci-fi movie, and I'm all about them brainy sci-fi flicks that kind of don't really. There's some technological stuff in it, but nothing's really like super overt CG. It's not going for spectacle. It's kind of grounded sci-fi. Like we can kind of barely see into this other dimension when people die. You know, you have to flatline. And then
it's a little like it's a little like Kiefer Sutherland's Flatliners from the 90s,
or Ellen Page's Flatliners from this coming September.
No, no,
Ew.
No.
Can't wait to see that.
How's knowing that hard?
I love the movie Flatliners, and whatever they're trying to do to it, no. That is not a spooky movie where that's not no.
Danny and I saw a preview for that before Baby Driver, and we were like, that looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man, that was terrible.
But yes, it does have many shades of like the original Flatliners.
Exactly.
It's a great movie.
Kind of, because there's no repercussions when they come, at least in the trailer for the new one, because I haven't seen the original. It's old. Sorry, haven't seen it.
I don't see it because it's old.
That's why I got the statute of limitations, man. I just can't see it anymore. It's old. New is always better. Barney Stinson taught me that. So the Discovery, though, is fantastic, though, and I think it's got a hell of a crazy payoff too. With an ending that really, really makes you think, and I'm all about those movies that, like, after you finish them, I still think about this one on a regular basis. Like, even just the opening of the movie, which to me is one of the most memorable parts, where like they're doing an interview with the guy who discovered this technology that helps you see what the afterlife, quote unquote. And one of the crew members just takes out a gun and goes "thank you" and blows his brains out because now he knows he's going to the other place.
So shocking! Yeah, so shocking.
Yeah,
like, oh, this is what we're in for.
Yeah, just a weird. There's some type of underlying dark comedy in there, like just dark. There's no jokes. You know what I mean? It's just all situational. Like, what the fuck are these people doing? That's ridiculous. But I mean, that's the brain of this person who apparently did another kind of sci-fi-ish romantic. People call it a comedy, but I don't know if it's the same vein as this one. But it's called The One I Love, and it's the same director as that. And I think Jay Duplass is in that. Mark Duplass, one of the Duplass brothers, and
Mark Duplass,
and Elizabeth Moss is in it too. I've been meaning to see that because people won't stop raving about that one. Whereas this one's more mixed, and I just don't get it. That's why it's definitely elevated my perception of it too, like where everybody tells you it's not good, or everybody review-wise, professionally.
Oh yeah.
And then you see it and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, so
because I saw at first I saw a lot of just like, yeah, it's a pretty 7 or it's 6.5, 7. It's just like it's pretty good. And then after I saw it, I was like, man, I really liked it. And then all like the hate reviews started coming out, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, man, I guess this. I thought the movie was a home run.
I have no idea what they sat through, to be honest with you. No idea what movie they watched.
It's just like, yeah, were you in a different flick or?
I know. Were you on a different couch at somebody else's house? I don't know what's going on because it's Netflix.
They were like, it's a great idea, but it wasn't fully realized. I'm like, did you walk out of the movie 15 minutes before it ended?
Yeah, right.
Like, is that what you did?
Like,
because
you know what? I'm pushing stop on this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Kyle, what's number 5?
John Wick 2.
Nice. Ooh. That's an honorable mention. Not my top 10. Honorable mention. That's an honorable mention for me.
Man, real like this movie. Action's in. It's always in for me, and this is like among the best. This is among the best action you can get.
Some good shit.
Some real good shit. He has a real good fight with Common. He has multiple real good fights with Common.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. The one where they're just like casually shooting each other over their shoulders when he's on the upper level and he's on the. Oh my god.
There's so much comedy in that, dude. It's just.
It's so much comedy. Because
everything on the bus or the train, whatever, when they finally get on with like.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And the fountain, when the fountain goes up, they start shooting through it and stuff like that. It's just so well done.
Yep.
And best use of a shotgun in any movie ever.
Oh yeah, I love the way he was shooting.
Wow, so many kneecaps.
Yeah, I know. It was
Making of this film.
just fucking wrecking people. Oh my god.
A lot of world building. He just did a really good job of sequelizing this thing and really setting up the third movie.
Yeah,
It was gonna be nuts.
Third movie where he's totally fucked in all manners of speaking. Like,
I have a feeling the third movie is gonna be what that scene where he's like, it's montaging 4 or 5 hitmen coming after him together, you know, and he like kills like all of them. One with the pen, one was like the sumo guy. You know, like there was just like all these people who are after him. He just kind of dispatches them in like a really cool edited sequence.
Yeah.
Hopefully the whole third movie is just like that, just nonstop. I like this movie a lot. And
Same.
man, people just show up in this movie. I have a feeling this is going to be like the new Fast and the Furious franchise, where people just want to be in this movie as a cameo. Like, yeah, I just want to just put my face in it. I just want to
exactly.
show up. I'm just sitting at the bar at the Intercontinental, and just it'll be fine.
Like the dude who's a cop who always shows up and goes, "Hey, John." He's an actor. I've seen him in other shit.
You working tonight?
Yeah, working tonight? No, or yeah, and like he just leaves. That's like a 30-second scene.
Isn't he the guy from Newsroom?
Yeah, he is.
Isn't he the guy from Newsroom?
He's a producer from Newsroom. Yeah.
Back at it, huh, John?
Yeah, exactly. He just leaves.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can get a paycheck somewhere. Like he just wants to be there. It's so funny. JD, where you at with your number 5?
I am at the movie that advertised things coming at night, but nothing actually came at night. But it was still a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
It Comes at Night is my number 5.
Yeah.
We saw that one together, and man, that was easy like Sunday morning, because it literally was on a Sunday morning, and it was at like 11 in the morning, and that's an allusion to
nobody came in the
Baby
morning,
Driver.
that's for sure.
No, nobody came in the morning.
Yeah, I know no one came because I tried to see that movie a week and a half after it came to theaters. It was no longer in theaters. So.
That is so surprising to me, and I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know how long it stuck around in the theaters here, but I haven't seen it on a billing the last couple weeks in a long time. Man, the way that the tension unfolded in that movie for me was just I was glued in the entire time, and that's not easy for an ADD, easily distracted motherfucker like me to be completely sucked in. A lot of the criticisms I think were just based on expectations because of the marketing and
the title.
People thinking it was going to be one thing, and the title. But when you actually analyze it for what it is, man, those characters, I thought really, really. I mean, I didn't really care for some of the decisions that were made along the way. But man, the way that movie ends, the final 15 minutes was just that tension pays off big time.
Yeah, that was a hell of a payoff.
Oh man,
great final shot.
I want to take a shower just even thinking about that movie. That was.
Oh yeah, it makes you feel dirty. Yeah,
makes you feel just awful.
Yeah, you lose your faith real quick in humanity.
Yeah,
like, and yep, this is how things would go down. Absolutely.
Yep, 100%. Yep. Edgerton was in the right. Yeah.
It's kind of like Ex Machina, where you're like, yep, that's totally how that would go down with AI. Totally. Yeah. And it's like a 3-person scenario. It's just like that when it comes at night because it's just 2 families or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
God.
It's good, man. I got more to say on that one. But my number 4 in the meantime, though, is Okja by
Dude, me too. That's my number 4 as well.
I think. That's your number 4 too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. I assume that Kyle hates this movie because he's not talking.
I hate it. I cannot believe it's so high.
It's great though. It really is.
What do you guys hate meat or something? You bunch of fucking vegetarians.
Okja is as the title advertises, one of a kind, because the title is not something you would be like, oh, one for Okja, please. It's just a weird title. It's just,
right.
Representative of how eccentric that entire movie is. And there's man, talk about eccentric. That's the entire movie, man. I read a review from somebody very early on, like maybe on Twitter, that just called it E.T. on crack, and I was like, yeah, accurate. That's accurate, 100%.
Yeah.
But it knows when to go for the feels, and it knows when to have the score swell up and in meaningful places to where it kind of tugs at your emotions a little bit, even though you watched all the silliness take place. Like there's several parts where she's like with Okja at the end and stuff where I was like, hit me in the feels, man. It just did. It did a good job. And there was like a chase scene about halfway through the movie that was just delightful and crazy, just batshit crazy, and just so well shot. It's a foot chase mostly, but like running through the mall with Okja and stuff.
That was awesome.
It's so good. Like everybody, like the last 2 movies, this movie and the last movie I mentioned are on Netflix. You have to go watch it, people. Like, Netflix is just killing it right now, and it's just a shame that people are just kind of like, well, if it's not in theaters, there's still that mindset going on. At least that's the mainstream mentality. But these are fantastic movies. So, Kyle, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Logan.
Oh, cool. Man, that's awesome. I'm so glad you love that movie so much.
I love that movie so much, Jeff. That movie is like almost on par with like The Dark Knight and stuff like that for me in terms of like comic book movies. So like, you know, if Dark Knight came out this year, like it would be in the top 5. Like that's just the way. So this has got to be in the top 5. At least that's my logic for now.
Yeah.
While this, I think, you know, Dark Knight creams Logan. Like when we're talking about like a real conversation or whatever, it's still ballpark. You know, the quality is like right there, and it delivers one of those really strong, impactful stories where, like, if you lose the blade knives and all the X-Men jargon, it's still a great movie.
Yeah.
You know, with a lot of heart, a lot of personality. Man, it's a movie that doesn't hold your hand. You have to kind of work to kind of get the story and kind of get like
what happened to the world and everything. Yeah.
Right,
and throwaway singular lines explain entire like groups of people's non-existence anymore. You know, it's, you have to really be paying attention to that movie, and I like a movie.
What did you do to them, Logan?
Yeah, exactly. It was
Logan.
Logan. Callahan is really awesome. Like everyone's just great in this movie.
Stephen Merchant was great.
Yeah, Stephen Merchant was awesome.
Yeah, that surprised me though. Like, because I remember reading reviews before that was like, Steve Merchant kind of annoyed me in that movie, and then I saw it, and I was like, he was so fucking good. What's the problem?
Yeah, he was so good. People just suck.
He's a hero, man.
Hate culture, bro. The little girl is awesome. She did such a good job at Sex 23. And just when the movie does like the thing that I don't like in the whole entire world, you know where this is going, where it's like, now we're gonna introduce a whole bunch of kids that Wolverine's gonna have to take care of. I'm like, oh boy, this is where they're gonna lose me.
Are we there yet?
And they don't. They never do. Like that's never annoying. Yeah. All the kids are very self-sufficient. They take care of themselves very well. You know, it's handled very well, and that's the moment that movie was going to lose me, and it didn't.
Yeah, the kids were just like, as soon as you were like, oh no, they're going to do a journey together, it was like the kids were like, all right, we're out of here. I was like, yes. Exactly.
You coming with? No, okay, bye.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I really like this movie a lot. You know, it's it's just a good superhero flick. It's just a good movie.
Hugh Jackman, this isn't going to happen, not in any world, unless it was a Nolan movie and Dark Knight and had some prestige, not to meaning to do the pun, not meaning to do the pun, but sorry, that's a great fake word if I ever heard one. Pung. It sounds like something you do to a puss. I don't know. Sorry. Anyway, see that girl? Punged it. All right, so
Thunder, bro. You didn't pull out.
But like Nolan has this prestige to his movies, and literally, and Logan is it's still going to be viewed upon as like a violent superhero movie. So I don't think there's going to be Oscar attention thrown this way. But I wish there was, because Hugh Jackman killed it. Patrick Stewart absolutely killed it.
He did, yeah.
Daphne Keane, the actress who played X-23, did so well, conveying those emotions, like just varied emotions.
Have you seen her audition tape, man?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
The exact same intensity in a fucking room reading over a table.
Yeah,
like how could they not give her the role?
So good. And like I remember reading a quote after where Hugh Jackman was like felt bad for saying "shut the fuck up" in front of her, and he apologized to her mother, and her mother was like, "No, it's fine. She just called you a cunt in Spanish."
That is great.
It's brilliant, man. I love that movie. So, JD, what's your 4? Oh, Okja, right?
Okja, yeah. Man, I love that movie I think we all watched it on day one. And after we recorded whatever episode we recorded on that day, we gushed about it for like good solid 5 minutes after we recorded. I like how a lot of familiar faces in that one. And didn't really get as much out of Steven Yeun as I'd hoped for. I was kind of hoping like, I can see all of your face now. Be more. But Paul Dano was good. Yeah. And Tilda Swinton lets you know from the beginning that the eccentric stuff's going to be there. And then it's like 20 straight minutes of just watching the bonding between the girl and Okja, and then once Gyllenhaal arrives, it's like we're just gonna ham up.
Oh my god, his
that
character
eccentric
was so.
If you didn't understand what that movie's tone was going to be like by the time Gyllenhaal didn't walk on, you knew the moment he walked on.
But I think they left him out of a lot of the marketing that I saw on purpose because I think that character would come across weird in a trailer. Like I don't know if it would.
Yeah, people would be like, "What is this?" Yeah,
what the fuck is this? But yeah, I mean, you knew it was going to be very heartwarming. And it was going to have, they kept the pig. I was calling it a monster leading up to it before they released the whole trailer.
Jeff and I thought it was a kaiju movie. Before.
Yeah, I mean that kind of got that stuck in my head, and it could have been. I mean, all you know is like big corporation monster. It's named Okja. That's all you knew. Yeah. So, but man, like you were saying, the chase scene. How many cars did that girl fall off of? She fell off like 4 different cars. It just got up.
The movie was not going for realism at all. Yeah.
No, not really.
Resilient little girl. Yeah.
But I didn't care, man. Her connection was palpable with that thing, and that scene at the end where it's getting close to do or die time for poor little Okja, man. That was riveting stuff.
Mm-hmm. Really great, man.
Love it. So
my number 3 is something that JD actually already mentioned. It ejaculates at night.
Oh, cool.
So
oh, wow.
I really, really love this movie, and I just think that the story beats were more perfectly put together than the other 2 movies that I mentioned, even though I love those dearly this year. But It Comes at Night, man. Like, every beat of the story just, like, I don't know, man. Everything that kind of happens at the end and how tense, JD and I were in the theater watching it. Like, we just constantly, I was just constantly messing with my hands like, dude, this is fucking stressing me out. But it was earned because we knew so much about those characters and what they were going through and their experience in this post-apocalyptic world, we assume, because they're secluded and everything. That's the thing, you're meant to imply, like, the movie infers a lot, and you're meant to kind of just take that and interpret it however you want. Is something really happening, or is the world really gone to shit? Because they have these stories, but we don't see any of it. You know what I mean? Outside of these 2 families that we see. But yeah, great actors I'd never seen before, like the father of the other family. Never seen him before.
Oh, yeah.
Never seen the kid before, damn sure, because he's like 17 or something, but he's a great actor. The movie kind of revolved around him, and he carried the shit out of that movie. That was kind of surprising, too, because everybody was like, oh, Joel Edgerton, he's the lead. And he isn't, you know what I mean? Like, the story focuses a lot on his son. And how you can cope with being an adolescent in a post-apocalyptic world, in a family and everything. And there's a lot in this movie, dude. In terms of like, like you finish a scene and you move to the next one, and you're like, oh, that was about his youth and how he's he can't cope with his sexuality, his own adolescent sexuality in this in this world and all that stuff. Like you observe things in this movie that are beyond what the screen presents to you. It's a fucking great movie. Like, and people hated this movie. Like, there's a strong movement out there that are like, this movie fucking sucks. And I'm like, how did you like The Witch? That's what I want to know, because I know that they're like, well, at least there was a witch in it. But I mean, was there for like 5 minutes? Yes. But the rest of it's just slow shit. Like, come on. It drives me insane when people like those. It just doesn't make sense to me, because the movies are very similar tonally and pacing, and they don't like one over the other. It doesn't make sense to me. At the same time, though, The Witch did bother me, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm rambling about. Kyle, what's your 3?
Y'all already brought it up. It's Okja.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah. Good movie, man. Great movie.
Awesome.
I loved how everybody except for the little girl seemed like they were a crazy person.
Yes.
Just like larger than life crazy. And Tilda Swinton, does she just like at the drop of the hat just go, oh, I get to be 2 people in this movie and argue with myself? I'm in.
Oh my god, that was great.
Because it seems so right up her alley that she would be all over something like that. And God, yeah, her wearing braces, her with her weird haircut, her in all those outfits, like the Tilda Swinton dialed up to 11, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Very fun. Yeah, Paul Dano, you brought up, he was really great. We don't get enough Dano.
No, we don't.
We just don't get enough Dano. He'll always be Klitz from,
yeah, he will. He'll always be Klitz.
But you know what? He's so much more than that. Like, he's such a great actor. It's so ridiculous why he's not like the biggest thing in the world.
It's kind of weird because, off to find the mythical clitoris. Where is he in movies at all?
Yeah, right.
Sad.
Exactly. Let's see.
What are we even referring to? I don't even know.
Paul Dano is the guy from
Girl Next Door. Holy shit.
Yeah, Girl Next Door.
Girl Next Door, yeah.
'Cause I'm over here going,
Girl
that's the brilliant actor from There Will Be Blood, and hasn't had as meaningful a role since. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Like, how crazy is that? I think I can put it in a performance,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I really like this movie quite a bit.
Yeah.
Love this director. This director's killing it lately.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Non-stop, dude. I mean, Snowpiercer. I hear The Host is brilliant. I hear Memories of Murder is amazing. And
I keep on hearing that one.
Mother is another one.
The Host is amazing. I can confirm that.
Yeah, but it seems like the dude can't stop making great out there movies.
It's all he knows.
But they're not too out there. They're not like Takashi Miike, where it's like, that's just fucking wrong. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, right. Okay. Did he just cut off some girl's nipples with fucking ice skates? That's too much. All right. Sorry, Ichi the Killer. It's a little too much.
I still haven't seen that yet. But
all real. Yeah, all real things that I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's kind of like I was describing an Amazing Spider-Man scene, Amazing Spider-Man 2 scene to you, and you were like, no way, that's real.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you were like, remember, it's like the Itsy Bitsy Spider, but it's a dubstep
the dubstep?
version. I go, no, that's not a thing. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it happened. No. And then after he goes, I hate this song, and I'm like, you're getting your ass beat, and you can still make a joke? Whatever. That's so stupid to me. There's so many levels, it's so dumb. JD, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is like it's like music to my ears, and it feels so wrong to put it here, but it's so Edgar Wright to put it here. It's Baby Driver. That was the dumbest fucking setup of all time.
I appreciate the setup, placement, not so much.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, okay. You think it should be a little bit higher?
Yeah, much higher.
Okay. Well, I mean,
that's not.
It should be
fair.
0.
No, I mean, come on.
You shouldn't let me impose my list on you.
Yeah.
Don't question my loyalty. It's one of 2 movies I've seen twice in theaters in the last decade.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
Can I just say that? Well, first off, Baby Driver, It Comes at Night, and Oakjaw were all June movies.
Yes.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. Baby Driver's my number 2, so that kind of coincides with transition.
Baby Driver's my number.
Look at that. We can all talk about it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Dude, how fucking fun was that movie?
Yeah.
Just
fucking
oh my
fun.
god.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, man, on a revisit, you see a lot of those little subtleties that he put in there that you might have missed on the first time, because there's so much sensory stuff going on with the music and the lyrics
and the visuals.
I mean, the visuals are there, and it has everything I want out of a movie. I had to go see it again when the opportunity came up. I was like, I could go see Spider-Man with this $11. I very well could go see Spider-Man with this, but I'm gonna go see Baby Driver again. And man, awesome. I didn't regret it for a bit.
That's awesome. You're supporting
not
man.
for a bit.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked to hear what your 1 and 2 is, because I'm out of movies on my end. So completely out. I have no idea what you're gonna pick. It's awesome. The mystery's great. Cool. Man, Baby Driver is awesome. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I echo everything that you're saying. I kind of want to see a second time now. I don't know if I'll run to theaters and do it. But that's Edgar Wright for you, where you're missing all the little nuances and subtleties and stuff like that. That frame, but
it's everywhere.
Upon repeat, returns, you find that it's all steeping in it. So, man, that's awesome. I really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed the entire cast. Who the hell is that girl? Wow, good for her.
Yeah, I've never seen her before, but she's been in. She was in Cinderella 2 years ago.
Good for you for existing.
She's a British actress, so she's been in like Downton Abbey.
She's British?
Yeah, she's British. Yeah,
British?
Lily James, man.
So convincing.
Totes
wow,
British.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, I mean, dude, she played that. I mean, I wouldn't call it like Southern, but she definitely had like a little bit of a twang, like
Baby
a Midwestern.
had some of that too. I mean, it was a Georgia movie, so
yeah. Oh,
right.
That baby was like his baby.
Hi,
B-A-B-Y. Like, oh man.
Yeah, a little bit of Southern drawl. Yeah,
a little bit of Southern drawl. And then Kevin Spacey, who I'm totally used to having that Southern North Carolina draw as,
and now he's all
as
Kevin
our glorious
Spacey
president.
About it, yeah.
He's straight-laced as fuck. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
I love
You
that
should join
line.
the Southern draw party.
He delivered, I think, my favorite line where like he's explaining Baby to Jamie Foxx, I think, or John Hamm.
Yeah.
And he's drawing the map on the chalkboard, and when he finishes, he's like, "Look at that! I just squawked with you for 10 minutes, and just while I drew out this fucking map, I'm fucking awesome." It was so great.
That was cool. And I love the "that's my baby," and then Jamie Foxx, "Fuck your baby."
Yeah,
That
Jamie
exchange
Foxx was
is
so
great.
funny in this fucking movie.
It's so good.
Oh my god,
man.
Jamie Foxx just
Buddy
killed
too,
me, man.
Yeah, John Hamm is great in this.
Yeah.
He does a
Oh,
really good
man.
job.
He was really intense too, because like, I mean, there's just, I don't know, just the movie in typical Edgar Wright fashion kind of like subverts your expectations of where things are gonna go.
Yeah.
You think things are gonna go one direction and another, and then it goes in another where that involves John Hamm, and it's just fucking awesome, dude. Like,
Yep.
This movie kills on so many levels. Like, Edgar Wright inspires you to rewatch his movies. Not only that, though, he inspires like artists and stuff. Like, because I watch that and I'm like, I gotta get a fucking camera and start writing and shit. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, if you can do that with movies, I want to try that. Like, I want to try something that inventive that doesn't. I mean, it's not like it's going to transform the entire landscape of cinema. I mean, time will only tell.
I think it can redefine what music can mean to a film.
Yeah,
I absolutely think
without
that
having to be a
aspect of
musical.
it,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
love it. Love that fucking movie, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, can't praise it enough.
I mean, it has to have something for everybody in that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's got to be at least one element to it that everybody can latch on to.
Yeah.
And if it's not all of them, then you're wrong.
And if people don't like it, you don't like fun. I'm just gonna flat out say it.
Yeah,
Agree.
same here.
Totally.
You're dead inside, and
Totally.
get that checked out.
Yeah. Go watch The Witch 5 times in a row.
Y'all make that movie sound so fucking boring.
I've never seen
glad
it. I'm just
glad
talking shit.
I've never
Just
seen it
talking
either.
sake.
So,
It only upset me because when there wasn't talking, when there was so there was a lot of slow moving non-talking parts, like a typical slow burn horror movie would do. But when they are talking, it's like almost Shakespearean a little bit, where it's just kind of like, "Thou art the blah 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 blah," and I'm like, what the fuck are they saying sometimes? Like, it's just crazy. It's like, it's not Old English, because Old English is like a foreign language. I've been corrected on that many
Beowulf
times.
style.
I've been corrected on that. Exactly. That's Beowulf Old English. You know what I mean? It's not that. It's just like Victorian English, where people still use like very, very proper sentence structure, and it's hard to follow
Turn of the
sometimes.
century English would be
Exactly.
perfect.
Exactly. So it's just a little hard to follow, and people monologue a lot in that movie, and you're like, you're still fucking talking. Like, like, I get it. You're disappointed in your daughter. Just say that. Like, Jesus. Thou that spanketh thee, I spanketh thee on the bottom. Thou disappoint me. Stop fucking talking about it. Anyway, Baby Driver's great. I think Kyle and I kind of covered our number 2 there then.
Yeah, there you go.
So, JD, what's your number 2?
Fuck. All right, my number 2 is Get Out.
Oh, guess what?
oh, nice.
Nice
Is
transition.
that all of y'all's number 2?
Nice transition. That's my number 1. So we can you and I can start talking about it, dude.
That's amazing.
Dude, that movie was I think that's the first one I got from Jeff Fox as I've come to describe it. It was a buy one get one free night, and I watched that one first.
Yeah.
Dude, that fucking movie was intense as shit.
Yeah.
Super good.
Totally. I mean, when I first heard about it conceptually, it took me a little while to get on with it because I knew it was Jordan Peele, and I figured it would be
Hilarious.
mostly comedic. So yeah, I mean, I figured it was going to be more of a comedic take on. I mean, what genre would you say it's? A thriller, but it's more than that. I mean, it's a social
thriller.
commentary. Yeah, just everything about it you can tell is derived from real experience and human interaction. Like those relations, or not those relations. The interactions that you see between the main character and a lot of those just fucking stupid ass white people, those are all microcosms of actual experiences that Jordan Peele's had in his life.
Right.
Because they're just so do you watch golf? I love Tiger Woods, and I'm telling you because you're black. Like, that's something that is just doesn't really seem like it would mean anything to your average person. But once you start to realize, like, that's every guy at a country club ever.
Yeah, that's
Ever.
true. He really captured that awkwardness really well on screen. So like even people that might be I don't know,
Yeah.
ignorant as fuck would watch it and kind of go, well, I'm a little uncomfortable by this. I'm sorry for making that ignorant person Southern. It just came out that way.
That
It's
was pretty
appropriate.
dead on.
It's appropriate.
Well, I'm a little uncomfortable with this interaction, the way they're talking to that black fella.
Look, that ain't right. I love black people. Okay, I got 3 black friends.
I voted for Obama.
I
That's
voted
my
for him.
favorite joke of the movie. Like, he's going to tell you he voted for Obama. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
Great.
Oh my god, that's so
great.
fucking funny. I loved
It's just the way
Allison
everything
Williams in
is
this, by
layered
the way.
in.
Like, she
Ugh.
was so good. There's a turn in the movie. I'm not going to talk about what happens and what that turn is or whatever. Maybe I should, though. We've all seen it, right?
Yeah, we've all seen it.
Okay, it's a February
Right, Kyle?
movie, too, so, I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it by now.
Come on.
But she does so good at being, like, the girlfriend that pretty much everybody, you know, wants to be with. Like, she's so naturally funny, like, when she's talking about how she never told her parents that what's his name, Chris is black or whatever. And she's like, oh, I didn't tell them that I'm dating a black man. I'm sorry.
A Blackman.
A black man. And it's just like she
Yeah.
jokes about stuff. I don't know. And she's just sticks up for her man, quote unquote, in front of the cop. Even though we know now that she was basically trying not to get Chris to show his ID to the cop because she was trying to not give a trail for Chris's presence in the grand scheme of the
Exactly.
movie. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't want the cops to know that something was going to go down at their house and Chris was never going to be seen again. So that brilliant fucking storytelling there, first off. But then when she turned and she's like eating, what the fuck was that? She was like listening to music and eating cereal out of a bowl and drinking milk.
Yeah, one cereal at
Yeah.
a time. Yeah.
She was so insane. It was great. It was just she played that turn perfectly, man. And all of them did, really. Even the dude.
The whole give me the keys scene,
Yeah.
I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
totally turning on him. I was like, she is totally turning on him. 100%. By the way, the dude that was like the creepy brother nailed it.
Yeah.
From the first
Oh,
scene.
totally.
Fucking nailed
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely.
And Twin Peaks also creepy.
Yes,
So,
that's true. Yeah,
That's his
he's
thing.
a
That's his
drug,
shtick. That's
drug
his
addict in
shticks.
that one, right?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Drug dealer, addict. all
Drug
the
dealer,
above.
addict, or whatever. Taking away Amanda Seyfried's implied innocence, apparently. But anyway.
Yeah, I really hope we see more of that innocence get taken.
Yeah, I know. She kind of could be, if we see more of, we got to see more of the show, but she kind of could be the Laura, I guess. Or was that her name, Laura Palmer?
Yeah, Palmer. Yeah.
Why did I think it was something else? She kind of could be this season's Laura, but they haven't shown her enough for me to commit to
No, they've
that.
shown her one time.
Exactly.
In that one scene.
Just like they've shown so many other people one time, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, Get Out is brilliant. Even the dude that wanted to take Chris's body from him was like, I'm not racist. I just want your fucking eyes. Like, I don't give a shit about all that.
Yeah.
Even there's a whole metaphor there about people that aren't racist that just take advantage of the system that's already in place for them. There's a whole metaphor there for that, and it's just so goddamn brilliant the way Jordan Peele is good with a camera. He's good with writing. He's good with the comedy too, like the TSA agent. TSA we handle shit. I mean, it was great stuff all around. I mean, story wise, this had the edge over Baby Driver for me. Baby Driver was up knocking at the door, saying, "Hey, let me in. I got nipples. You can milk me." I mean, it was so close to being number one. But then I was like, but the story is very, it's very familiar in terms of action movies.
Yeah,
I'm a bad guy doing a thing and I want to leave. That's the story. That's it. But
I knew
Get
as
Out
soon
is
as the
complex
girl
as
walked
fuck.
by with the headphones that they were going to get together.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's not trying to be anything spectacular from a story standpoint. I
Right.
don't think Baby Driver.
I think its innovation comes from its usage of music and
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's all of the technical
so,
stuff
yeah.
that's utterly
Yeah,
outstanding
right,
and
right.
earned that two.
I feel
spot
like
for me.
you'd have a better handle if all you could do is either listen to the dialogue, not watch any movie, or listen to the soundtrack. You'd have a better handle of the movie by listening to the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle, you're number one.
My number one was actually The Discovery.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh,
Words
Nice,
cannot put into I cannot put into words how much I loved this movie. It was one of those I woke up early on Saturday, not too early where I want to throw on Alien or Fast and the Furious, where if I fall asleep I won't be mad, but early enough where I want to enjoy a good movie to start off my day. And wow, that set the tone for that day. It ended up being a whole movie day for me because it was one of those movies that, wow, this is why I watch movies. This is why I love movies.
Then you couldn't stop.
Sat there and thought about that ending constantly, and just man, like the I don't want to go too much into like what the ending means or anything, just because I know it's a relatively still kind of an unknown movie, so a lot of people just haven't taken the time to see it. But like it plays with ideas and concepts like deja vu, where it'll have you thinking in your life, going, well, why the fuck do we experience that? You know, like, and this movie kind of explains it in a way where you're like, what the fuck's that all about? It's just a thinker, you know. You're not buying into like, you know, changing the way you think about life or anything like that. But it does what a sci-fi movie should do. It makes you think and question, you know, the things that we know about reality,
Right.
the things that we know about this life and stuff like that. Man, it's really special movie, and it's star-studded. Huge cast, huge insane cast in this movie. Everyone would have saw this movie if it were in a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
They would have.
I
like,
agree with that. I would have. That's for damn sure.
Robert Redford. I mean, like it's got a lot of people would have gotten rushed out to see this
Mm-hmm.
movie, and I think there is that stigma. I almost said stigmata. That would not have been right. Someone says stigma that like, oh, it's on Netflix. It can't be that good. You know, not everything's gonna be, you know, like just serviceable, like War Daddy or whatever that you know Brad Pitt movie that came out.
Oh, War Machine.
Yeah, they tried
War
promoting
Machine.
that a little bit, but the Discovery they didn't really promote, and I feel like Oakjaw
Not
was
at
where
all.
the marketing was behind.
And Oakjaw was behind it for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but like you know, like that stuff exists, like the Discovery and Oakjaw, like you know, like where like War Machine got kind of put out there a little bit, like marketing wise, and then kind of got shat on, like review wise or whatever.
Mhm.
Like there's good shit out there.
Yeah.
You know, they're not all stinkers. You know, like and yeah, if take away something, take the Discovery and watch that and really think about it. Like just think about what it means
Right.
and you know, talking about smart storytelling and everything. Also,
Exactly.
just great,
Man.
just a great movie.
I'm on board with you, man. That's why it's in my 5 at all.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised to hear it's in your 5. I thought, you know,
And I'm glad
he's
JD
singing
liked it
this.
too. At least enough to
Yeah.
mention it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned it. Yeah.
Man, that's a great movie. JD, what is your one? Surprise us all.
Man, I've been trying to come up with a clever way to fucking do a little like Cincinnati shuffle on this one, and something about the number 23 and saying, oh, this movie involves the number 23 a lot, and make you think it's split because it has 23 personalities. I was trying to do that, but I put Logan as my number 1.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not saying my choice is without bias at all, because man, I had so much. I don't know if I'll call it hype, but I wanted so desperately for this movie to be done right when I
Yes.
heard about it. And I think it exists because Deadpool proved that a rated R movie can have success in the comic book genre. And, you know, kind of like you said, the kids didn't bother me at all. I don't think I'm quite as, like, inherently
Yeah.
off on kids.
Yeah.
in
Apparently that's a me
movies,
thing.
But I mean, no, but I agree with what you're saying though, because when you boil it down to like the typical tropes that a child actor or a character puts into things, but you don't really get anything outside of X-23's character. You don't get a whole lot of the extra kids until like the back half of the movie, or even the last third. So you know, and like you said, they could all fucking fight for themselves. Like they got powers and
they
shit.
murdered
Man.
that guy. I mean,
Yeah.
they fucking killed that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
so many.
They're
so
totally fine. Yeah.
so many cool ways that they just offed all those random soldiers at the end. I actually really dug what's the guy's name? The guy from Boyd Holbrook, the guy from Narcos, and
yeah.
Gone Girl, and a couple other recent things. Really liked him.
I love his
Just-
southern
just-
draw, man. It was
It
perfect.
just kills me to see you like this, Wolvie. Like I loved his delivery with a lot of those comedic things early on.
That's what's like. That says something about the performance of him, because you don't know anything about that bad guy. So it's
No,
not like you're
not
like,
at all.
wow, he's such a complex villain with so
Yeah.
many. No, he's just
But-
cool. He's just a cool presence.
Right.
You know?
You gotta
he's got
look
a
at
cool
him-
robot arm. He's got a
Yeah.
cool draw. He's got a cool personality, and that means something. You don't have to put too much thought into that if he's like a walking symbolism of cool. You know.
Yeah.
Right, and if you look at the world that they built, you know, where I loved it how they the comic books were a real thing in this X-Men world. They existed, and they were just telling the story of what really happened. And like as Logan puts it, like, you know, all or 75% of it happened and none of it the way that it actually did, or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever the ratio is there.
Yeah.
That was cool, and I love that they created 4 comic books. Actually, they actually had the artist draw them in the old style for comic books just for this story. So somewhere out there, those comic books really exist. I want to buy them and spend thousands of dollars on them and own them. But no, I probably won't. I can barely afford to go see a movie, much less a 1 out of 4 actually used movie prop comic. But I thought it was heartwarming. I loved everything they did on the farm with Eric LaSalle and his family. That scene, really that sequence, that stuff was great. And
what happened to Patrick Stewart? His performance there.
Oh my god!
His confession was heartbreaking because Logan died never. Sorry for the spoilers, everybody. Having never heard that, that's what's even more sad about that movie and tragic about that movie.
Yeah, man, just all around hitting on all the feels and a perfect send off for what is the original perfect casting for a comic book character. I mean, Charles, everybody knew, when Patrick Stewart was cast as Charles Xavier, like, I was like, oh, cool, that looks perfect. But when I saw Logan as Wolverine for the first time, or saw Hugh Jackman as Wolverine for the first time, that was fucking iconic shit. So what a great send-off for a great character. Yeah. I think it's, that's why it's my number one.
I keep saying it's unfortunate that they only got it right in the last one, because I wanted to see that quality his entire run as Wolverine.
So true. But you can't do that type of movie when you're trying to cater to a family and make a PG or a PG-13.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
And I'll argue that I think the Wolverine's really good, but,
I actually think that movie's really solid. It's just...
it's not this. Yeah. It's not Logan.
Well, he was still in Last Stand.
Is the Wolverine the one that's in Japan or China or whatever?
Yeah, that's one in Japan. Okay.
Cool.
He was still...
That's a great, Yakuza movie if you just, if you took the claws away and inserted him as a Yakuza member, and it's just kind of a interesting, and of course there's a big silver samurai at the end. You could take that out too, but
yeah. And the whatever the poison lady it was. I was gonna say he was still in he still had bad runs in Origin Wolverine and Last Stand. So I mean it's kind of, I just wish there was no sullying of that character the entire run. I guess
I agree.
He had a shoehorn. He was totally shoehorned into Apocalypse 2, Days of Future Past. He was there for reasons. So it's just, whatever. People like Days of Future Past. That movie frustrates me. But whatever.
Me too. Yeah, no, it really frustrates me. I don't think that's should be sacrilegious to say.
It's just when you rewatch it, you're like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Why are we watching the past and the future simultaneously? That's not how it works. The future should already be gone as soon as Wolverine went back.
You have to choose a time travel style.
Yeah.
Is it a continuous timeline, or are you creating sub-universes every time?
Right.
You can't and they kept on switching the rule. I don't know. I was not into it. Time travel 101, simplify it and choose one version of time travel.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It didn't handle it very well at all. I would absolutely agree with that. Still enjoyed it for what it was, but
it was fun.
I enjoyed it. When I watched it the first time, I was like, that movie was good. And then I watched it a second and third time, I go, probably not. Not so much.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not.
There's some decent scenes, but and then Magneto, I didn't understand what the fuck he was doing, at all. By the end, he's just I'm a bad guy. That's all he did. There was no reason or purpose behind it.
I'm very bad.
Whatever. So Kyle and I got to get to gaming. So JD, we're gonna let you go and go to gaming.
Cool. Yeah, because I don't do the new games.
Yeah, you'll just be like, oh, that sounds cool, at least 10 times. So we'll let you go here. And I guess considering how long we're going, we'll just go ahead and end the episode here. The next episode will be a mini episode of Kyle and I revealing our mid-year 2017 top 10 video games, and we'll also discuss Spider-Man Homecoming a little bit. So that's going to be it for this edition. In a couple days, you'll see that other part 2 of the mid-year top 5s. And then after that, you'll see we'll do a War Movies episode. First up, we're all individually presenting our top 10 war movies of all time. And then we're going to go into the bracket in the following episode, all in honor of Dunkirk, and if you want to throw it in there, War for the Planet of the Apes. But anyway, since we're saying goodbye, you can find Kyle at sub-cultured.com and sub_cultured on Twitch, where they stream pretty much every night. You can find my works on horrorgeeklife.com. I just posted a written review for Spider-Man Homecoming, and also on Twitter at Jeff Whitty, Widdy. And we are on Facebook, Entertournament of Champions Podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever podcasts are found, you can find us. So come say hello. All right, so see you guys later in the little iPad Sunday.